Now, in the case of what is the ultimate goal of United States and China?
Yes, China.
And that's why I wrote my book, Has China Won? And, I wrote the book, you mentioned that I'm perceived to be pro-China. I'm actually pro-Singapore. And I'm trying to help both US and China navigate a better outcome. And in my book, Has China Won? It was Henry Kissinger who gave me the main insight, which is that the United States has launched a contest against China without first working out a comprehensive long-term strategy. So there's no clear end game of the United States. And, essentially...
But now they have a strategy. They want to prevent China becoming number one. That's their strategy.
No. They have an attitude of wanting to prevent China from becoming number one. They don't have a strategy that spells out, I will do A, B, C, D, E, and then that will stop China from becoming number one. So, and that's what Kissinger is implying. If you just impose tariffs, any economist will tell you that when United States impose tariffs on Chinese products, China doesn't pay for the tariffs. American consumers pay for the tariffs. And the deficit hasn't gone down, right? So it hasn't worked. The efforts to stop China's technological development cannot succeed. And in fact, even the economists came out with a cover story saying China is today a scientific superpower. So where is your strategy? What you have to, if you have a strategy, you got to document. In the case of the Soviet Union, it was successful because the United States cut off the Soviet Union from the rest of the world. And the Soviet Union then collapsed. China, and I'm glad you used the word geo-economic, China is more integrated with the rest of the world than the US economy is. So the United States cannot isolate China. So, there's no clear practical goals that the United States has identified for itself. And as a friend of the United States, I would say, you don't have a game plan. Whereas by contrast, China does have a game plan. You mentioned BRI. Now, BRI was not designed by China out of any sense of altruism. China wasn't going out there with a big heart trying to save the world. China was doing something that is in China's long-term interests. To have countries have such deep connections with China that they won't give up they won't contain China. So whatever China has been doing, therefore, is part of a systematic, comprehensive strategy. And the United States, as of now, doesn't have a matching strategy. And so for the people of Taiwan, you got to figure out, in a contest between someone who has a strategy and someone who doesn't have a strategy, are you betting on the right horse? Right? So these are the sort of hard questions that you have to answer. And by the end of the day, I also believe that in the conclusion of my book, Has China Won? I emphasize that both the United States and China will be better off if they press the pause button on the US-China contest and focus instead on common global challenges, which you also mentioned, like climate change, like pandemics, and so on and so forth. So the end goal of all those of us who are not in the US-China contest should be to encourage both to find ways and means of getting along for the benefit of the global community.
朋友都知道我是很挑剔的，防晒乳我选 KISS 皇家呵护抗光清爽高防晒凝露，因为它有媲美蓝光神盾的抓藻植萃，保护我在阳光下延缓肌肤老化，维持青春弹力。可以防御工作环境里的 3C 商品，各种光源对肌肤的伤害，擦起来清爽不黏腻。我特别喜欢它做到海洋友善，365天，天天抗光抗老化，是我的保养日常。你呢？呵护您，呵护全家人，专属你的 KISS Royal Care 抗光清爽高防晒凝露。